Namaste. The best investment any country can do is to invest in the brains of the children, that is in their heads. For the proper development, economic, social development of the country, it is very important that the educational practices of the country are in such a manner that children develop proper knowledge, skills, and the right kind of attitudes. Now, this planning has to be done on a long-term basis. That is not for tomorrow, not for today, tomorrow, but at least the planning has to be done for the next 20 years or so. So what happens inside our class, inside our classrooms, or the teaching learning process that happens inside the classes where children get the clarity of the concepts, it is very, very important. Not only for the children, but also for the country as a whole. For the development, the economic development of the country, that is very much important. Now, for anything, any program to be successful, what is most important is the planning part of the program. It is same for the teaching learning process also. If whatever happens inside the class, if a teacher is properly planned his or her class and executes it properly in the class, then the class becomes very effective. Now, the major components of a teaching plan are, first of course, is the expected learning outcomes. What is expected? What is the learning? What does a teacher want the child to learn in that particular period or that particular day? So if the period is for the duration of around 40 minutes, the teacher has to plan all those 35 to 40 minutes inside the class very, very meticulously. So first thing, as I told, it is the expected learning outcome. That is a concept that has to be taught, that should be very clear in the teacher's mind. Second thing is, what are the teacher-led activities or the children-led activities or teacher-guided activities that the teacher is going to do inside the class to make the concepts clear to the children. Next thing that is very important is the duration of the activities that is going to be done in the class. Next important thing is the arrangement of the classroom, the infrastructure, how the children are sitting, how the activity is going to be performed inside the class displays, and the position of the teacher, etc. are very, very important in the planning of the class. Then next thing, the next component that is very important in the planning of the class is how the concept is delivered to the children. What are the methodologies or the pedagogy that the teacher is going to use in delivering the content to the class? So that is very important. Then next thing, the next very important thing is that what is the assessment method? The assessment is very important because then only we come to know whether the children have learned the concept or not. Then of course the next thing is to also care for those children who have difficulty in understanding the concepts. Of course, in addition to this, we can have differentiation of different activities for different grades of the children. That can also be done inside the class. Then there are supplementary activities that you give to reinforce what has been taught in the class. That is the revision of what has been taught in the class, or the home assignments that we give, that we give inside the class. So these these are the very major important things that are needed when teacher plans his or her class. Now, as far as NCFFS is concerned, NCFFS has given the methodology that can be followed by the teachers, step-by-step methodology that can be followed by the teachers, which is which is given the name as Panchaadi, and that involves 5 steps. That is step by step how the teaching learning process can be done inside the class so that the class becomes effective. Now, first step in this is the first step is the introduction, and second step is the both Aditi. First step is the Aditi, or the introduction of the concept. Second step is the both part, that is the how the concept is delivered to the children. Then third step is the Abhyas. So whatever has been learned, the concept or the structure, anything that has been learned in the class, how do the children practice it so that the concept is very clear to the children. Then next step is the Prayog. Prayog is nothing but the implementation of that, whatever has been learned, that has to be implemented in the daily life or whatever. And then the last step is the is how it is spread to the how they discuss, or how it is spread to others. So these are the 5 major steps that are given. These steps that are given in NCFFS, how we can follow, teachers can follow the steps in the teaching learning process. Now, many teachers, when I interact with them, they have a doubt in this, this 5-step methodology. Teachers have been following different kinds of methodologies from time to time, and this new methodology, actually this is not a new methodology, this is something that we have been following, but since it has come as a document in the form of NCFFS, there is a proper structure to it, and it's a brilliant way to present the content in the class, or to interact with the children, or to go about the teaching learning process. Now, some teachers, they approached me and they told me that why don't you do a video on that. So here I am today with a demo of how these 5 steps can be incorporated in a lesson, how we can proceed one by one in a class so that our class becomes an effective class. So the 5 steps, once again I'll just tell what are the 5 steps. One is the Aditi, next is the Bodh, then is the Abhyas, then Prayog, and then Prasar. So these are the 5 steps, and with the help of the items that are available on the table, I will just explain how this class can be taken. Now the topic I have chosen is English grammar, and the topic is contractions in English language. That is the topic today, and how I am going to introduce this topic, first I will tell that. So here you see, this can be thought of as toy based pedagogy also, because I have I have brought a few toys that I had, and here first step is a contraction. Now when you go to the class and say that today I'm going to teach contractions, the children may not be that much motivated or interested in your class. So first thing that you can do to introduce this topic is to take this. So here I'm having two dolls, and these are the miniature forms of these two dolls. Now what I'm going to say is that these two are the contractions of this. Now what exactly is a contraction? Contraction is actually when you two words, when they combine, and it forms a contraction of that. We form a short form of that, those two words combine and then they become the short form of that. That is known as a contraction in English. In English language, we in our daily life we use lots of contractions. The common ones are I will, she will, we are, she, I am, letters, and many are there. So children already they have come across contractions, and then how to make these contractions and how to use these contractions, that is my teaching learning objective for the day. So I start with the introduction saying that contraction is nothing but the short form of two words, and when these two words they combine and we make a short form of that, what happens is that one or two letters or three letters or sometimes even four letters from these two words they are omitted, and then we replace it with an apostrophe. So we replace it with an apostrophe on that particular place from where we have omitted or deleted those letters. So these are the two things that I am going to, that is a teaching learning objective. I have very small teaching learning objective. One is what exactly is a contraction and how do we make the contraction. That is my teaching learning objective. So I introduce this my lesson like this. I take these two bigger dolls and I take these two smaller dolls and say that these two are, the meaning doesn't change, the meaning remains the same, and you see exactly these two dolls have been contracted into these two smaller dolls, and I will have a small apostrophe, and then that is replaced, the letters that are omitted or deleted, they are replaced by the apostrophe. So this is my Aditi part. Now introduction of the lesson is over. Children are interested, children are motivated to learn about contractions. Now the next step is the delivery of the real content. The real concept or the real content has to be delivered to the children, because some learning has to take place. So the next step is I will introduce a few contractions to the children. The commonly used contractions to the children I will introduce. If we have a blackboard, we can write it on the blackboard. And here I have a few flashcards that I have prepared for this purpose. And here it is, he is, and then what happens? He is in this particular flashcard. What happens is that he is, H-E-I-S. When it is contracted, it becomes H-E''S. Now what has happened is that we have omitted, we have removed that I from here and we have replaced it with an apostrophe. So that is the way we make the contractions. And below I have given example also of a sentence. He is a very intelligent boy. He is a very intelligent boy. So I is replaced with an apostrophe. This is he is. Next is I am. Here A is replaced with an apostrophe. A is replaced with an apostrophe. I am going to play now. I am going to play now. This is the second example. We can give lots of examples, whatever I have prepared. The common ones that we use, the children get to see in the text that they read, or the story books that they read, or things like that. So the common ones I have picked up and I have made flashcards on that. Here it is, we are. Here we see that A is removed and A is replaced by an apostrophe. A is replaced Bweare, and that A is removed and it is replaced by an apostrophe, and the sentence is we are all Indians. Next is you are. Youare. Here again A is replaced by an apostrophe. The sentence is you're not eating any vegetables. You're not eating any vegetables. Next example is I will. Here we see that, first three examples only one letter was removed. Here we see that two letters are removed. I will, W-I-L-L, I. So W and I are omitted or removed and it is replaced by an apostrophe here. So I apostrophe L-L. So the sentence, how to use it in a sentence? We use it as I'll study well and become a doctor. You can replace it with an engineer or a, data scientist or anything, whatever the children like. Okay, next one is she will, similar to I will. She will, here also two letters are omitted and it is replaced by an apostrophe. The sentence is she will come to school tomorrow. So these kind of examples can be given to the children and we can ask the children to repeat these sentences inside the classroom so that they understand the concept very well. Now here I have taken care that I have chosen only two examples wherein one letter is omitted and two letters are omitted. There are also contractions where three letters are omitted and four letters are omitted. So since it is my teaching learning objective was to teach what are contractions, usage of common contractions, and then how the contractions are formed, how do we write when the letters are omitted, where do we put the apostrophe. That was my teaching learning objective. I have not gone into the next step. So in my next class, definitely I will be teaching them some more with some more examples wherein three letters are omitted and four letters are omitted. So there it is he will, next it is you will, and you will also here two letters are omitted and it is replaced by an apostrophe. You will get your book tomorrow. And this process we can also tell children, those children, they can come to the blackboard and then you can hold it in their hand and then they can read it out so that they get a feel of these flashcards in their hand, and they feel that I am also being a part of the activity. So this is what the teacher does. We apostrophe LL will sing a Marathi song. So the sentence is also given. How to use the contraction is also given. That is we'll sing a Marathi song. Next is they will play chess after the class. So here also they apostrophe LL where two letters are omitted. Now this is my both part, that is the concept, how I am delivering the concept to the children. This is my both part with the help of these flashcards. So enough practice has to be given in the class to see to it that the content that you delivered or the concept that you have delivered in the class is very clear to the children. So you can ask the children a few questions and then understand, see whether they have understood the concepts, understood the concept part, whether they have understood properly or not. And if they have not understood, you can repeat it. You can also do it on the blackboard. And there are other possibilities also which can be done. I am just showing the process. So first one is complete, that is my Aditi part is over. Now my both part is also over. Now the next step is here you can make your class a little bit more interesting by introducing something very colorful like this. See, I can just say that, see, you have a special visitor today to your class. This is a ladybug, and see this ladybug, when it opens its wings, what happens? We get the contraction. We get the contraction when the ladybug opens its wings. So what is this? Children, please read this. We can ask the children to read. The children will read. Their R naught becomes RH. So what is omitted? What is omitted here? O is omitted and it is replaced with a apostrophe. Yes. So one or two more examples, colorful examples you can show like this. This is I will. So any child in the class, a child is not in a good mood or something like that. So whoever is, if you show anything, from my experience I'm telling, if you show little children anything colorful like this, everybody will be interested. All eyes will be on the activity that you're doing. So the problem of teachers saying that no, my class children are not interested, ma'am, whatever I teach, they don't look at me, they're not listening to me. So that will not happen if you take colorful things like this into the class. So this is I will, and I will, when it is contracted, it becomes I apostrophe L. Next one is cannot. Cannot becomes can't, and CAN apostrophe T. So the ladybug is opening its wings and closing its wings. Opening its wings and closing its wings. So with this itself we can, different kind of activities can be done. Yes. Now my Aditi part is over, my both part is over. Now next is the practice part. So in the practice part we can ask the children to participate. See, because it is something that the children have to do, that is the abhyas part or the practice part. Now in the abhyas part, that is to the practice part, what we can do is, we can just see, these are the cards, flashcards that I have made. Here is the full form and here it is the short form or the contraction of that. So similarly I have made for he will also, and then I am also, and then we are also, and then they will. So you can have more number of cards like this and just spread it on the table like this, and then ask the children to ask one child to come and pick up this one, and another child from the group, you can do it as a group activity also, another child from the same group can come and find out what is the contraction of that from this. So this activity, once it is done, it becomes the abhyas part that children are practicing, and one child is practicing, that others are observing, that also is a learning experience for them. So all these activities children can just pick up this, and the right one if they pick up, you can give a point, or you can start a small game or anything like that. It is left up to the teacher's discretion what she does in the abhyas part. So this is my abhyas part, and once this activity is done, so this is, here it is very important, the way you do the activity, that is how many children are coming, what is the class arrangement, all these things are very important. So that is a very important part of your lesson plan or your teaching plan, the components of your teaching plan which I discussed earlier. So this is the third step, that is the practice or the abhyas part of the Panchaadi. Yes. So my 3 steps are over. Next step is the prayog. How do you apply it? Whatever we have learned today, how do you apply it to learn English grammar? Now in this abhyas part, what we can do is, we can ask the children to make their own sentences. Small sentences, very very small sentence children can use, and children can tell, they can make their own sentence. Like here I have made a sentence, they will play chess after the class. Now I will ask the children to make their own sentence. So they will come out with their own sentence, that they will go to the market tomorrow, or they will go watch a movie tomorrow, so they will do this. So that is what is the that is what is the application part, that is a prayog part. So this part can be done like that. And the next step is the prasar or the expansion. In this, it is the expansion, it is very important that I would say that it will be nice if the children perform a group activity. Now, what happens in a group activity is that the child who is very good at it, he can actually teach the other child who is not so good. You know, if we have a group of 5 heterogeneous children, one child who has understood the concept very well, while they are participating in an activity, the other children also learn. So what happens is that the neural connections of the child who is teaching the concept to the other child, the neural connections are formed, and it is the child will remember it for a longer time. And of course, the learning takes place. The other child also who has not learned the concept well, he will also understand the concept. Now here for this part, I have prepared a worksheet like this. And this worksheet is actually, it has got use of apostrophe for combining the words, and remove the apostrophe and write the full words. So this is a small group activity that I will give. So depending upon how many children are there in your class, you can make a group activity. You can make a group of 2, you can make a group of 4, but not more than 4 to 5 children in a group. And then we can ask the children to write the answers here. So that will be very a very effective activity for doing the prasar part or the expansion. So I hope this video will be useful to all the teachers out there in understanding what exactly is Panchaadi. That is a 5-step learning procedure that we can do in our class and make our classes interesting and effective. Thank you.